the eve of Epcot's 40th anniversary. Epcot has a deeply special place in my heart. It opened the year I was born, 1982. And I spoke about this in my previous video, that if I did not grow up in Orlando and did not have great-grandparents that were alive with disposable income, who could afford annual passes, I was raised by a single mom. It's likely I would not have ever gone to Disney World, or if I did, it would have been like a once-in-a-lifetime trip. Most families will never get the opportunity to visit that park or Disneyland, assuming that they want to. It's a privilege to be able to go, and it's a bigger privilege to have proximity to the parks and be able to afford passes or even a ticket in this day and age. Because as I spoke about in the previous video, Disney has long been pricing out families, and Disney belongs to the 1%. And I say that in all seriousness. The fact that Epcot is being replaced with IP left, right, and center is deeply disheartening. And I know the parks are meant to evolve and change, but Epcot was always the park where you went to learn and engage your imagination. It was where I was able to travel the world when I otherwise couldn't afford to. That's how I learned about other cultures. I learned about Norway because of the Maelstrom ride, the Norway Pavilion. I learned about Japan because I went to Mitsukoshi and I went to the Japan Pavilion. That was how, for 30 years, I traveled the world. Interventions was how I learned and literally sparked my imagination. Okay, pun fucking intended. Don't get me started on the fucking universe of energy, horizons, and world of motion being replaced by what they've been replaced with. Please. Test Track is an abomination. When I was a senior in high school in 1999, Disney bought a plot of land in Kissimmee and built residential homes. Celebration, you might have heard of it. It's a whole nother video. More recently, they expanded on their current property in Orlando and built Golden Oak, which is multi-million-dollar single-family homes next to the Four Seasons, which also sits on Disney property. Golden Oak sits right next to Fort Wilderness, the oldest campground in the United States, one of the best campgrounds, and a Disney institution. The Four Seasons and Golden Oak abut Fort Wilderness. I just always find that, nobody ever mentions that. Genie Plus, VIP tours, these are things that cost fucking money. Fast passes used to be accessible and available to everybody. Now you have to have a smartphone. Now you have to have an extra $10. Now you have to... Listen. Disney needs somebody in the C-suite that understands family, that understands learning, imagination, and storytelling. Because right now,